Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
How you gentlemen doing?
Yo. All right,
Awesome.
brother. How you doing? How you guys had a great week?
I think we did. Good evening to everybody that's out there listening. Now is the time for you to hit the share button and share with friends and family. Shawn, you're back. Can you hear us? How you doing? That's not a good sign. Shawn, can you hear us?
Not really, man. I'm gonna check out and hope they get it back on, man, in time.
Okay.
Because Kennery and Robert aren't even low.
We're not showing up.
Really?
So
All right. Well, we here.
can't hear you guys, man.
We'll get you back when we can get you back. Raj can work that out.
Yeah, Roger worked that out. So we will.
I'll be watching though.
All right.
Get him out of here, Raj.
He's out. He's out of here.
2 Chainz.
Like the Apollo when they come out with the little hook and we just gave Shawn the hook. Yep. We just gave him the virtual hook. That's right. This is a takeover. We taking over the man cave now. No more Shawn.
Kennery got his Hashitashi 5000 microphone. He sound y'all notice how clear he sounds?
It's clear as hell.
Yeah.
Like it's 3D or 4K or something.
Hashitashi 5000 microphone, like off Martin.
Hashitashi.
Hashitashi.
Hashitashi 5000.
All right.
What up,
First,
fellas?
what's going on? Happy birthday, Mr. Hazzard.
To the hazardous
Yes,
one.
sir. Happy birthday.
He is finally old enough to drink legally.
Finally.
All this illegal drinking he's been doing on the show is over now. He can actually drink. So we're really
Only
happy.
thing illegal about his drinking is he had some moonshine that was from Tennessee or something that was illegal.
No, the only thing illegal about it was some of his scotch was under 21. That was about it for his illegal drinking.
Wow, that sounded real R. Kelly-ish, bro. Let's not. Let's not.
You said it, Mel. You said it.
Yo, I'm happy today. Can I give a good report?
Go give the report,
please.
sir.
Let's hear it.
SMU, baby, Southern Methodist University. My daughter came in first place in the long jump today. She beat every other collegiate athlete there in the long jump, and her relay team came in first in the 4x1.
Wow.
That's all right. Congratulations.
That's
Man.
awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
man.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. So it's looking real good for regionals and hopefully nationals, man. And which means she won't be home as soon as I don't want her home if she's competing and winning. I don't want her home. So I'm okay with it. I got to get down there and take her to dinner before her meet and all of that, man. So it's been dope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's
Good
cool.
to be a proud pop, ain't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, dog. It's like I don't know what happened once I turned 40, but like my eyes sweat more than usual. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, man, why is hot air blowing in my eyeballs? My eyes want to sweat.
Because that's what's happening, right?
That's pride. That's pride. That's fatherly pride. That's what that is. And you should not be ashamed of it. So that's
man. Yeah.
That's
What's going on, Kennery? I guess we need introductions, right?
Yeah, friend of the program.
People watching the show.
Well, let's see. Kennery Smith, professional musician, aspiring writer, world traveler. I'm not as much of a lover as Robert is, but I do my best.
But who really is?
That's true. That's true. That's a high bar to meet. Just trying to make my way in this world, loving being an entrepreneur, and it is what it is, right?
No doubt. No
We
doubt.
see Roger's internet is working well from Detroit as he posts his little jokes. Good to know our producers are on top of things.
Right.
Robert,
I'll go second. We'll save the birthday boy for last.
Okay, yes, we'll let the birthday boy go last.
My name is Mel Roberson. I am a multi-lane entrepreneur, own several different businesses. I'm also a 6-time, soon to be 7th-time best-selling author as soon as Jamie Gill's new book is released. I am also an actor. Currently, I guess most recent stuff is Chicago PD. I play a homicide detective on there. also been on The Chi, also been on Empire, have movies on Amazon and Netflix. But most importantly, I am a father to two wonderful, amazing, adorable, gifted Black women.
Watch out, your
Elena
eyes are sweating.
and my
Oh, you
youngest.
gonna sweat again? Wait a minute. Here it comes.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
All right,
good.
we're just watching. I was just
I'm
making
good.
sure.
I'm good. Glenn Murray. Oh, I'm also the voice of reason on the show.
Oh,
So,
here we go.
all right, Glenn Murray.
So Mel's the voice of reason. I'm just the reason for the show. So I'm just gonna put the reason down there. It's gonna be looking stop. I am Glenn Murray, and I am happy to be here. I'm not gonna give you my whole resume. I'm just gonna let you know it's Aries season. That's all you really need to know. Robert tonight, right. Me on the 14th. Look to your left, look to your right, all Aries, and apologize for being beautiful, baby. That's all we can do.
Okay.
Aries love. Go ahead, Robert.
Right.
Take it away.
Aries. Here we go. Mr. Hazzard. Go ahead, sir.
There you go. Hey, I'm the lover of life. I'm Robert Hazzard, and I have a company called the Hazzard Group that works with businesses to help them with their mobile solutions. I have two beautiful children as well and grandchildren that I have been featuring. My grandboys have been getting a little attention on social media because they felt like my granddaughter was getting all of the limelight. So she was getting too much. So now I'm showcasing the boys for the next couple of days, but I am excited. I got my hangover is over with, so I am here with you, and I'm gonna tough it out and drink something tonight. But let's
go to be a soldier, Robert. You're Aries. We can do that. We drink and
That's
come right back the next day and drink some more. Well, we used to do that. I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure now, brother.
You know, we will see. You know what, fellas? I wish there was something we could talk about tonight. It's just been such an empty news week. I wish there was like a future NBA Hall of Famer that got caught with some strippers or something on Instagram. If that had happened, we'd have so much to talk about. But it didn't happen, did it? Did it?
Listen, listen, you know, our 1 year anniversary is coming up in 2 weeks. So y'all want to make sure y'all tune in to that show. And you know, that's right in Aries season, getting at the end of it. So we got to make sure that Glenn and Robert don't have that type of activity going on, you know, for the 1 year anniversary.
Really?
You tone it down. All right, because you look like you might try to pull something off like that. Is all I'm saying.
Man, what is it? What is it that we forget when we get a little money? What is it that we forget?
You know, I don't think it's so much of what we forget. I think it's what some people never learned, bro. You know what I mean? Like some people. Yeah, I've heard that money makes good people better and bad people worse. Right. Yeah. In some instances. So in a lot of cases, a gift or a talent will get somebody out of a particular situation financially, but that doesn't mean that their mindset alters or that they make the shift or that they're even emotionally responsible, culturally responsible. I mean, I get it. You have the right to do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm not knocking him for his actions. Like if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But when you don't count the costs of what the potential hazard, no pun intended, but what the potential hazard may be. See, he needed some Hazzard Group consulting, man. Like, this could be hazardous.
That's exactly it.
He needed some consulting and some counseling after that one.
Man.
No, but what about, okay, we're all in a room. Let me just hypothetically, totally hypothetically, let me make that clear. And we'll use Shawn since he's not on. We'll talk about him. Shawn, our wonderful host, Shawn, decides that he's going to invite some strippers in and wants to put it on his Instagram. One of us is going to tell him, Shawn, you're a damn fool. You need to turn that camera off and get them out.
Right.
One of us. We need to be surrounded by one voice of reason.
Well,
no male intended in that one.
If I was there, he still have a job.
Right.
If he had a voice of reason, this would have never happened.
Reason in their life, baby.
But
baby. You got to realize that what we're doing is best for the both of us, baby.
Uh-oh.
You ain't no pimp. You a car thief. The one you got outside probably hot as a firecracker right now.
Oh, so much for the voice of reason. Okay.
Right. That went off the rail.
And half the people in the audience do not know what that movie was that I was just quoting. Yeah.
But we do need. I think we need to help our players, our young people, especially when it comes to. I mean, those are the most the people that are in the sports arena. We were just talking about this. A couple of the guys the other day talking about from the basketball days with Scotty and Michael Jordan, how Phil Jackson coached and helped Dennis Rodman. He got into his heart, got into his head, and he was able to help control him. We need to do that with a lot of these players, or they need that early on. Then they wouldn't be making those kind of
But Rob, they teach classes like this to the rookies. Paul Pierce is retired. He's about 5 years out. The rookies actually have classes on this, and then former players. I actually knew a friend of mine was a former player. I worked with him, and he actually would counsel younger players. And we were talking one day, and he was like, "Yeah, I got to go talk to this kid. I think he played for Memphis for the Grizzlies." And he's like, "I had to tell him he doesn't need 3 Rolls Royces. He doesn't understand it. I've been trying to talk to him about it. He's got 3 Rolls Royces. I'm trying to tell him, you can only drive one at a time. He really only needs one." Stuff like that, because you get so much money, so you forget about it. But there was no excuse for this. He's way past his playing days. You know what the problem was? I'm just going to tell you. I know. I have an inside track to this.
Okay.
Paul Pierce was a Celtic. This would never happen if he was a Laker. Because he'd have had a nice little room in the Staples Center where he would have had an office in the Staples Center like Magic, and he never would have gotten out. No cameras, no phone. There's a code when you're a Laker, when you're a champion. But Celtics, anything can go wrong. That's the problem. And he played for the Clippers too, which, that's what it was. I know. That's what it is.
That
must
the
be
thing.
it.
That's a thing. Yeah. It is. Kennery, you got any other things to add? Any tips? Kennery, you're in music, so you probably have been faced with this situation. You wouldn't do what Shawn would do, like the hypothetical effort with Shawn, because we know you got a good head on your shoulders. We're gonna talk about Shawn all night. Y'all might as well get ready for it. All you Shawn defenders, come at me, because we're talking about him all night. His head is on the table.
No, I mean it's a lot of the similarities. We hung out with a lot of sports figures also, and these having a posse first of all.
Are they on Broadway?
It's so 80s, 90s.
Thank you, sir. Mix a lot. Thank you very much.
I wanted to know if the posse was on Broadway.
I'm old. Forgive me. But people, they surround themselves with people who are nothing but going to take advantage of what they see as a good situation, something they don't have to pay for. So no one's going to be a voice of reason. They're here. They're there to party, have fun, and just be in the room. And so there's not enough people who are, like you said, mentoring or tugging coattails or anything like that. I take my solos and I go home. I don't have time for that. It's too much danger out there. So I've never been a hanger outer unless I had a specific agenda.
Yeah. All right, cool. So something came up. I saw this post on Facebook that was pretty interesting that I sent to you guys earlier in the week, if you remember it. And it kind of broke down. I think it was men or women want a $6,000 ring. They want a $500,000 house, and they want a $10,000 wedding. But everything they're bringing to the table is secondhand. I'm not going to repeat what the man said about what was secondhand, but they're bringing secondhand everything, and they want everything new. Of course, a lot of women went in on them about that. What do you guys feel about that? Asking for all of these new things, and we've talked about this in different ways before. What people bring to the table and what they don't.
That doggone table.
Bring it to the table. That table's got a lot of trouble. Huh? What'd you say,
Y'all
Mike?
want some reason or no?
No voice of reason tonight. We want the voice of ignorance tonight. We
raw.
want the voice of ignorance.
Raw
Ignorance,
and
not even
unfiltered.
ignorance. Ignorance.
Yeah.
So my take on it, I think
for it.
I think it's fine for a woman to want that if she finds a guy who's going to provide that and both of them want to do that for each other. Me personally, like where I am in life right now, number one, I don't even think I would be attracted to somebody who wants a grandiose wedding. You know what I mean? Like I don't even think, you know, and you really can't tell. I mean, people want what they want, and I'm not knocking anybody that does, but I think where I'm at and what I'm focused on, the bigger picture is so much more. There's so much more work to do and so much more we could do with that money. I'm looking for somebody who believes what I believe about money or is thinking in terms of I'm thinking about money. Spending a little bit on the ring or whatever. I'm not going to talk too much about that part.
Nope.
I know what type of ring I want. I know what type of ring I would want my spouse to have, and it's just very unique and very different than the traditional wedding rings anyway. But all in all, like, yo, if you don't see that we could take that whatever $40,000, whatever that sum total is, that you just and grow that to, you know, let's put this in a business and grow it where the business pays for the wedding or the business pays for, you know, whatever. If you can't see that, then, you know, I mean, I got 2 chains on, but they're not expensive 2 chains.
You know, you're different. You're different, 2 chains. Like the song.
Yeah.
He's not platinum 2 chains. They just white gold 2 chains.
Uh-huh.
So did
With
y'all
no
switch
diamonds.
gears, or are y'all still talking about Glenn's post?
Yes.
The post. The post. We're talking about the
The
post.
post.
You didn't
Well, I
hear any
think
of the
that-
show before you jumped in, did you, Shawn? You didn't hear nothing
No,
anybody said.
No. I've been watching, but when I saw the home screen on my Sling on my Fire Stick pop up, I knew the internet was back on, so I dropped everything. And right as you all were, right as you were saying, secondhand, you know, but you didn't want to say second.
Because I'm a gentleman. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. That's right. I just want to make sure you didn't hear what we said about you.
Glenn, I think they actually said used.
Oh, did they say used?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Ouch.
Maybe they did. Yeah, maybe they did say used.
Yeah, but you know, I don't want to. My man Kendall.
Yes, sir.
I was just saying what's happening, brother. Happy birthday,
What's happening?
Mr. Rob.
thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I can proudly say, Roger, that was not the issue. But you know,
So
man,
we want your opinion on this since
yeah,
you joined in.
you know, it's the existing double standard, man. You know, I mean, at this point, I look for a lady who just doesn't subscribe to it, you know, because it's not going to go anywhere. That's just like the thing I sent you guys right before time for the green room. You know, that philosophy isn't going to go anywhere because just like racism, as soon as male raises his 2 daughters to think a certain righteous and upstanding way, there's somebody else raising their 2 daughters to think the exact opposite. And so it'll never, you know, it'll always just be a neutral line because as many good people are being produced, there are people with these twisted values being produced, you know. So we can hope that the people that are being taught what we can be affirmed by are the people that we run into. Because when we run into the people that have been affirmed or raised differently, it's discouraging for us. But we have to remember they aren't representative of everything we can be exposed to. So, you know, I only want one woman. So I don't care how the other billions think, you know, as long as the one that I'm with thinks in a way that I can rock with, you know.
Man, I need
just
to drink to
don't-
that. I only want one woman too.
That's so thoughtful. That's so great.
I know,
just
really.
never
Sounds awful
understood.
tonight.
You know, it's good having you here. I'm glad you were able to get in the show, man, because you kicked the door in with a
I
nice
didn't mean to.
You did.
Oh man, I was watching and commenting like a little groupie.
That's okay. It's all right.
It's all right
Only
to be
saw-
your own groupie.
Hey,
man.
look, man, I only saw one person ask about me. My boy asked about me. and my phone wouldn't even allow me to answer him. Like, hey, I'm not dead or nothing, dude. I'm just...
TJ asked about you too. TJ Curry asked about you.
Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl from college.
She's always Team Shawn. I think she's anti-Glenn, but she's Team Shawn, definitely. We know that. So, you know, that's why I actually talked about you when she asked about you. I made sure to talk about you then. But you didn't hear it, so that's good. So it never happened if you didn't hear it.
You know what's interesting?
Oh, he froze.
In those type of situations, Glenn,
Yep.
I think that people are more interested, or that think that way, are more interested or more concerned about the wedding than they are the marriage.
Yep.
Right? It's one thing to be into the wedding, but how are you when it comes to the marriage?
The marriage, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The real work.
Yeah.
The real work after the pageantry, right?
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. I think that
they're mostly doing it for everybody
Mhm.
else, for show.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I always say marriages, weddings, and funerals are for your friends and family. Because you don't enjoy either one of them. Yeah, weddings and funerals are for friends and family.
Okay.
One you're so fried because you're going through it and you just want to get it over with, and the other one you're dead. So it's like there's no pleasure out of either one of those.
Sometimes you're dead at both. So, you know.
I'm just a little dead on the inside.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Man, when I
stolen soul and all.
We wasted on these marriages and the rings. You know, that's a lot of stuff. You, as Johnny said, women per se are excited about weddings, and we're not invested in making it last, which is my whole goal. Why can't we make things last these days? We can probably do a whole show on that.
Yeah.
Right. You want to see how important the wedding is? Take a woman who's never been married and her best friends are getting married one by one, just dropping. See how pissed off she is. Be that date. Be that date and see how that goes. Yeah, I got scars for that one. Anyway, Robert, you brought up something in the chat earlier. What was it about? There was something you brought up that was a pretty good topic, and I can't remember it.
Okay. And I've been drinking.
You can't either.
You want me to remember that after I've been
Well, while y'all scroll,
never mind, Robert.
While y'all scroll,
I'm sure it was a good one.
Rest in peace to DMX.
Rest in peace to DMX. Definitely.
Man.
That's crazy, dog.
Man,
Iconic.
I miss that dude. I can't even start talking about it. My eyes gonna start sweating, man.
I know. The first time I heard Rough Riders anthem, though, you knew it was something different and something special. I can honestly say this, from the beginning beat, and then that voice, and then you knew, and everything after that. So yeah, rest in peace to him. Hopefully he will find peace. Whatever he didn't find on earth, he finds in afterlife.
Yeah.
So
Man.
Shawn sent something to us. If a man is not your type of man, his money shouldn't be your type of money either. That was what it was. If a man is not your type of man, then his money shouldn't be your type of money.
But
Henry, we'll let you run rabbit on this one. We're gonna let you go out here on this.
No, well, I mean, that's kind of a moot point because the women who value the money over the man to begin with are not going to hear that. So it's kind of moot. And like Shawn said, those are not the women that I want anyway. So it's just one of those things. But if there's a brother who's willing to give it to her, I guess that's on him, right?
But have you? No, because I've heard women always say, "Well, you know, he wants to take me out to dinner. I'm not going to pass up a free meal."
Oh man,
if he wants to do this for me, I'll let him do it. That's his money.
He wants to buy me drinks.
Yeah, I don't like him, but he can
and
buy
for
it.
those women, I hope you stub your toe on the corner of the bed. Not bad enough to break it, but just to bruise it and walk
a little toe,
a day and a half.
A baby toe too. The baby toe.
You have to. If you're a guy that's you have to have enough insight to know. You can read that room pretty much when you walk in, unless you just thirsty or something like that. You should be able to know then I think you should be able to know. That's just what
I think. I think it's hard. I think it's hard to figure that out. Women don't always show their cards right away. I think it takes time to do that. That woman that is wanting that drink or wanting my money isn't going to just come out and say it. And you're right, Kennery. You have to be observant and watch. I think we don't take. Well, let me just say for me, I think in terms of taking time to get to know people, you take time to get to know people, you'll see, how they really are. The mother told me a snake is a snake. Doesn't change.
Everybody, so
Where a girl, I say, hey, we should hang out, go to dinner, blah, blah, blah. She said, yeah, I've been wanting to try whatever the name of the restaurant is.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I said, cool. And I did this on purpose. I said, cool. I saw a Groupon on that restaurant. She said, you better not get a Groupon for our first date. I said, wow. You better not go on the first date with me. Because if it's not like the Groupon limited.
Right.
I know what you could order.
It wasn't like, you can only have these items. Yes. It was like $40 for $20 or something like that at a place. So if you would rather me pay full price for a meal that I could pay less for, and you can still get what you want, you don't have the proper mindset, and I cannot trust you to make good financial decisions.
Well, she said that like you were going to pay for it with food stamps or something.
Right. Really, like
Bruh, if I was eligible for food stamps and I had them and they would let me, she still better not have a problem with it.
But what that speaks to is their own self-esteem.
She was not.
If your value has to be created by what a man spends on you or how he spends on you, or if it's a Groupon, and you just don't think that that's a cool thing, then you got some self-problems.
There's some problems there.
I've
dated some women that have used Groupons for taking me out to dinner.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'd have thrown a fit. I can't believe that you're putting a Groupon on. You know who I am?
And that's what it is. That you just hit the nail on the head. They equate it with being somehow cheap. It's like, no, I might be saving up to buy you something.
Man, I think I still got some Groupons out there I need to use.
I lost.
Hey, I'm sure you got some Groupon birthday offers. I'm sure.
Man.
I mean, they wouldn't tell you it was Groupon. It was just, Robert, let me take you out for your birthday.
Man, I got some. I have some amazing friends. I got some great gifts. Some unique gifts. Yeah.
That's cool. I got a bottle for you, Rob. When I see you, I got a bottle for you.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Y'all didn't catch my Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends reference?
Oh God! Sorry, friends.
I thought y'all were old school, man.
I'm thinking about those Cheetos that you're eating, and I'm sitting here hungry right now.
You can only do 3 nerdy references,
but I still have a snacks.
He can always have a snack, so you should come prepared.
He's not cooking tonight, but he did say he was going to be out of town, so we knew that he wouldn't be in the kitchen. But I ate up some greasy food.
I think it's funny. Somebody just said it. It's interesting to see what people value. Because if her value was so much so that you couldn't take her on a Groupon, because you mentioned Groupon, that changed her whole mood. You triggered something in her, that made it different. That's really interesting. But that's a telltale sign of something deeper, or a telltale sign to run. One of the two. Not sure
Robin
which one.
said if he wants to pay half price, he only gets to touch the side. So if you could get a pair of
what's touch the side? What's she talking about?
Touch it.
I don't know.
I don't even want to know.
I don't know. But here's the thing: if y'all can get some Louis Vuittons or whatever them shoes are for half price, So if
Red
they had a
bottoms.
Groupon on them, you better not use that damn Groupon. I want you to go pay full price for them red bottoms.
For the red bottoms.
Mhm.
I want you to pay full price for your purse.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, y'all lucky I ain't got no more Cheetos. Boy. Boy.
Don't get Mel started
Cheetos, it'll
tonight.
go down.
So women, note to self: if Mel offers you a Groupon, Rakuten, or Dash, or any of those discounted sites, you better take it, and you better sign up yourself so you can get in on some discounts too.
Right.
Just know,
right,
ladies, I'm going to be using Groupons going forward for our dates.
Can we get Groupon to sponsor the cave?
Right.
Really?
Right.
We mentioned it about 7 times already.
Yeah,
we
we should
should
work
be
on
getting
that.
paid
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah,
We
we
need
should work
Groupon
on
to
that.
sponsor the cave.
Keisha, Robert, I need y'all to make some phone calls. We need start tagging Groupon. Don't tag Fox Soul and Dion Cole and all those people. Tag Groupon.
Tag
Tag
Groupon.
Rakuten.
That's right. This
Hell,
show
I
is
don't
gonna
care.
be
Tag
sponsored
Subway, whatever, whoever we need, tag them. We need sponsorship. Shawn, somebody named Shawn Mason is in the audience. I definitely know women that will let you spend your bread even though they're not feeling you. Oh, there it is. They posted it up there. Who is this Shawn Mason dude? He's been following the show for a while. I know that name.
I think we had him on as a guest before.
Really? He's like the cable guy. Remember that movie, The Cable Guy, with Jim Carrey? That's Shawn. He just shows up everywhere. He just pops in the room, in the green room, and we just let him sponsor, let him host the show. That's Shawn. So wait a minute, did everybody see the verses? The Isley Brothers and
Oh
Earth,
my
Wind, and
God.
Fire? Was that amazing?
You mean the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Steve Harvey?
Oh my Jesus.
Why do you have so much
That dude.
between every song?
That dude.
I rode my bike down there and I put it in my back like a ninja. I wrote the whole song out and I told her I had his homework and he said, give it to me.
If you look in the dictionary and look up clown, that dude's picture would be right there. I can't stand
I thought it was
that.
Donald.
I think
You know what?
Steve
I
just
used to-
had a little bit of Ciroc. Hello, Ciroc. We mentioned you tonight. You'd love a
Are
bottle
we
of
sponsored by Ciroc tonight? Are we
No.
sponsored?
No. Oh, there we go. And we even have a bottle.
I used
Did
to
he?
like
You can
Steve
come on
Harvey.
the show, did he? Huh? What'd you
What's
say,
that?
Robert?
I used
What'd
to
you
like
say?
Steve Harvey. I thought he was a great comedian back in the day.
Really?
You know, I had seen him. Yeah, I'd seen him. Man, I'd seen him perform actually in Alabama. I was visiting somebody in Alabama, and I seen him. We just happened to go there. And he was doing a stand up. He had certain material already set up, and he switched it based off of the audience, and it was phenomenal. Now, that's back way before Kings of Comedy and all the others. Now I think fame and fortune has kind of gotten to his head.
Well, I mean, as a comedian, he's a great comedian. As an author, he's a great comedian. This book was a joke. The book was a joke. So he's a great comedian.
You know how many ladies still have that book in their bookshelves
Dude,
right now, right?
I was
Pull
on
it out.
I was on a men's panel, like when the book first came out. Like God obviously hated me back then because he put me on a men's panel 2 days after the book had come out. And it was an all women's conference where they had men come in just to answer questions. And every question was from that book. When they started talking about cookies, I'm like, what are you talking about, cookies? No, I like chocolate chip. What you talking about? Oatmeal.
I like oatmeal raisin. Yeah.
Saving the cookies. What cookies are you saving? I was like, what are y'all talking about? I didn't know because I hadn't read the book. So I didn't understand it. But yeah, so that was cool. But the verses was excellent. But how did Ron Isley go from being old man Ron Isley to, oh my God, I'm gonna risk it all, Ron Isley?
Yeah.
Let's
one night.
Ladies, explain that.
Look at that. I
Explain
kind of
that.
feel like Ron.
You can't hate on the brother for getting the attention, but I did not understand. It was like the thirst just came out of nowhere for this guy that's been around, forever.
The guy that's your grandfather's age too, by the way. He's like in his 70s.
Right.
I don't think the thirst came out of nowhere. I think they've been thirsty, but a 7-Up just popped up at the time.
It wasn't
I'm gonna quench my thirst.
Was it a 7-Up or was it one of those off-brand drinks? That nobody knows about. I'm just asking for a friend.
A knee high. It was like a knee high.
Hey man, Steve just annoyed me so much because he was such an Earth, Wind, and Fire fan. Like you could tell he was a friend of Ron, but he grew up idolizing them. So every time one of their songs came on, he was like, "Woo!" and he got to get up and stomp and dance and stick his booty out, and But then the Isley Brothers, and I'm an Isley Brothers dude. So then when their songs would hit, he was all laid back with it. I'm like, dude, perform like you just did for Earth, Wind, and Fire when they songs come on, like So that it probably would not have annoyed me if I wasn't an Isley Brothers dude. But
it was annoying.
It was annoying, no matter what. It was annoying.
Yeah, no matter what.
And he put that purple on. He looked like Darkwing Duck.
I thought he looked like the Mask, Jim Carrey in the Mask. I thought he looked like the Mask.
Wait a minute,
Purple in that hat on.
Barney with a hat.
Man.
Okay, but Mel is on it with the references.
I love the Isley Brothers songs they talked about and the way they talked about the music.
Yes.
What that music was like. I love it.
Yep.
That's pretty funny.
I won't be getting that suit.
And somebody should tell them that the monochromatic look is real played, right? Nobody does that. Maybe trying to bring it back, but nobody does it.
And I was just waiting on him to get D Nice's name right. Because first time he was DJ Nice, then he was D. And I'm like, okay, this brother's been out for a year. He done won NAACP Image Award, and you can't get his name right.
Somebody pulled his coattail, though. He cleaned it up well, but somebody pulled his coattail.
Yeah, that was
why you mispronouncing this man's name? Like, you're not trying to be hip. You just have not given him enough, attention to know his damn name. That's all.
Don't drink before the gig. That's all.
Yeah, that Ciroc was flowing. You could tell Ciroc hosted that one, boy.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's how we'll be. If Ciroc, if you host the Man Cave, we just letting you know now, we'd be just as happy as Steve Harvey.
Man, I enjoy that.
That's annoying.
Hey man, every time I get in my car, I played my Isley Brothers Spotify list for the next 2-3 days. I had, because they only got 20 songs. There was so many songs that they didn't play, that just reminded me how much of their stuff I liked. You know what I'm saying? So I was in a parking lot, man, outside of Ace Hardware, and I was still sitting in the car before I got out, and the guy walked his car, and he stopped and walked over to my car. He said, "I guess you didn't get enough of them Isley Brothers last night." And I was like, "Man, I did not." Still trying.
Did he have his mask on when he approached your car?
Did he? Yeah, what?
His mask on. His mask on. We still in the pandemic.
Yeah, he have his mask on.
Now, for the purposes of telling the story, I used the word approached. He actually spoke to me from like 4 cars over. There was space, so he didn't.
Oh, that's good because we don't need nobody approaching cars.
You were social distancing in the. Oh yeah.
But the thing is, those two groups are the reason why I actually play music. I think I wore Hole in the Go For Your Guns album. But
that was a great album, though.
And the Gratitude album was, again, same thing.
Oh, man.
Some of the stuff they didn't do, like Disco Night and Say You Will, stuff like that. Some of my favorites.
And the B side of Winner Takes All, I'll put that against the album side. Yeah. And it's seamless. There's no break in the music. There's no leads to the song. They transition right into each other, dude.
There was a song. I think it's on Go For Your Guns called "I Ain't Giving Up No Love."
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I ain't giving up no love this morning.
I ain't giving up no love.
When I fired up my my Spotify list, the after it was over, guess what the first song came on was? Cooling me out.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, see, cooling me out. Man, I was in it, boy. Yeah.
So man, you need an Isley Earth, Wind, and Fire Man Cave Jam tape.
Mel?
Yeah, we need a playlist, Mel. We haven't had a playlist in like 4 months. Really, Mel, I think you just need to get on that.
And while he ponders that, here's what I think. I think Ronnie Isley, man, got his teeth redone.
He got
He
what?
did.
No, I'm for
Lisa
real.
was looking at that. She made that observation. She said he got his teeth done and something around here.
Well, he had those big Denzel caps before.
Mm.
Really big. He had those horse teeth, and I think he got his teeth done, changed the whole shape of his face.
But what did he do to his eyebrow? Did he like cut them off and then paint them on
They
lighter?
were always real bushy, man.
I know, but they were cleaner.
Were they?
But you know what I've learned?
Yeah.
A gray beard is like milk to a baby. Women see a gray beard and get hypnotized. They couldn't stop talking about the gray beard. Like, yes, Robert, we know, Robert, you got a gray beard.
Yeah.
We know that.
And Jamie, I agree. If you can afford to improve yourself, I would if I could. I mean, I can't get taller, but you know.
At the end of the day, we're not really mad at him.
I'm growing old. Oh, look, now everybody's showing their gray beard. If I had one, I would show it, but you know, my natural baby hair beard, you know, I still got peach fuzz, so I can't do that.
It's something about a gray beard and a bald head.
No, they like the gray hair too, Hazzard. Let me.
Oh Lord, here we go. Okay,
but not when it's just a ring around your head, though. They don't like it when it's just a ring.
Not when it's the Sherman Hemsley look. Not when.
Yeah, really, not that. Well, Shawn, can we go on while Mel and Robert fondle themselves? Let's just go on and do something else. I don't really want to see this on TV.
Yo, so I got something real quick because I just thought about it when I asked Shawn if dude had a mask on. Yo, people think because they have this vaccine for this thing that they don't have to wear masks and they could be irresponsible. Like the vaccine does not prevent you from catching it.
Wrong. My understanding is just the vaccine will help you in the if you get it, right? The vaccine will help you in terms of fighting it if you get it. So you should not end up, you know, on a ventilator, or you shouldn't die from it. But it doesn't mean that you
supposedly
the preventative, you know, measures that you're supposed to take. That ain't.
And here's the other thing about the disease: it's not just a respiratory. What people not getting is not just respiratory. It messes with so many systems in the body. So why would you want to even risk getting it to begin with? Whether you won't get hospitalized because you have the vaccine in your system, you'll still have that thing in your system, and who knows what it'll do.
Dude, I got some friends, man, who had it a year ago, and they still haven't recovered 100%. Still haven't recovered. Still getting shots for pain, just all kind of stuff, dude. It just, you know, it's not worth it.
The American healthcare system is not designed to cure anything.
Right, it's designed to get off the medication. Get off the medication.
Yeah,
they're drug dealers.
Yeah.
Let's change the subject before somebody knocks on my hotel room door. like Mr. Roberson, we're here to escort you to a place where you can be silent.
Congrats on your daughter's success, man. I saw that earlier today. I saw she was out there killing the people, out there killing them dead with her athletic ability.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So, question,
what's
fellas.
Next? What do we want to talk about?
Has anybody seen the show Them on Amazon Prime?
I have not watched it yet.
I've not watched it. I heard
I might take a look at it if
is it a rip?
Stays up tonight.
It's intense.
Look at it tonight, but
is it a rip off of
Us?
Of Us? No, it's kind of the reverse of Us. I mean, there's a horror factor underlying in it, but I'll give you the premise of the story without giving away the story. This family in the 1950s moves to Compton, but they moved to East Compton, which, if you know history, Compton was white up until the 70s, late 60s, early 70s. Blacks began migrating into West Compton, which is close to Watts, but East Compton remained white up until like the late 50s into the 60s until the 70s. And it's it's a fictional story of this family who moves from North Carolina and moves into this house in East Compton, and how their neighbors, their white neighbors, do everything in the world they can to get them out of there. Then there's an underlying horror theme. The house and the family has these spirits that have followed them from North Carolina because of traumatic incidents there. It's about as ugly as you can get. Episode 5 will have you wanting to drink really a lot because it's an intense episode. We're up to like episode 7 now, but it's pretty intense. Like I don't even know if I want to watch the rest of it. It's so intense. So
it's
It's
heavier than Lovecraft.
well written when it makes you so uncomfortable. You don't know if
it is.
you watch
It is a first-time writer, a guy named Little Marvin. That's his pen name. He wrote it, and then Lena Waithe has attached herself to it too as an executive producer as well. It's well written.
Roger
Definitely,
says he's heard more than once that people bail on it; they can't finish it.
it's intense. I mean, it
really?
is intense. You have
So
to.
it's
get
worse
yourself
than
prepared
Lovecraft
mentally.
Country was.
That's kind of what I was just
Lovecraft
thinking.
Country was dope.
Yeah, that
Lovecraft. No, I don't mean
Yeah.
worse bad. I mean intensity wise.
It's intense like
Oh,
Lovecraft
okay.
Country. Yeah, it might be a
Okay.
little more intense than Lovecraft Country in certain parts. Actually,
No, I love
Okay.
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft
I love
Country
that
was
too.
excellent. Yeah, that was an amazing.
It really was, man. I really
Amazing
it was so.
series.
I mean, of course, after a couple of episodes in, I got used to being blindsided. But
Right.
the first episode, dude, I was blindsided in ways I so much did not expect that it put me in the mindset to expect anything, while I was watching it. But those first couple episodes, dudes, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it takes like some of the worst of Lovecraft Country and makes some composite characters that are very similar, but then it deals with something very real, redlining, and how redlining grew across the country. And they even reference Chicago and a number of other cities on how these areas are filling up, so we should charge them more in a percentage, but we should steer them to these areas. I mean, it touches on a lot of things that are very real, along with the fantasy and everything else that's going on. So I would advise you to watch it, but I'm warning you about being able to tolerate it because it gets very intense.
Yeah,
And we're going to want to drink afterwards. Is that what you said?
You're going to drink during.
during.
Oh, you're going to want to drink during. Yeah.
But you know what? I like. It looks like there's these tiers of Black TV shows. You start off with something like on the networks like Blackish, and they had their little lessons. It was nice. And then you had what was the one that came before Lovecraft Country? It was on the HBO.
It was Black?
It was on HBO. Science fiction, but it had a lot of my brain's not working. I'm so tired.
It wasn't Black. Was it Black themed?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway, but then,
I don't have HBO. The cable cut off.
Well, but it went from there to Lovecraft Country, which stepped it up next level. And now you're saying that, Glenn, that this show is another level up, but it's all educational. It's as much as it is horror or entertainment, and I like that.
There's underlying social commentary in it, just like there was with
Watchmen.
Watchmen.
Okay. What trouble?
Watchmen. Yeah, Watchmen was excellent too.
What troubles me, man, and you guys can chime in and tell me what you think. I often think, man, that those shows, as great as they are, they're like the posts that you see about the women with their long eyelashes or the guys with their pants below their butt. And you know that the people that the posts are meant for aren't reading them. And so shows like that, they also make me wonder if the people that would be the most educated by them are people that are inclined to be watching them. Like we watch them because it strikes us in our heart. We already have a passionate connection to it. But then you have these people that would have their lives altered and changed if they turned on some attention to our culture and some of what we've gone through, because a lot of that stuff that's born out of racism is simply because they don't care enough to take a look at it.
Yeah.
But then they take a look at it and it will change the way they see it. But then you go, would they even take the time to watch it?
Yeah, I know. There's a movie like that called The Banker, and it's on Apple TV, which a lot of
that's Sam Jackson and Anthony Mackie.
Excellent movie, and it's a true story. It's based on a true story about how African Americans couldn't own banks and couldn't lend money to buy homes, so they literally had to front a bank with a white man. And they ended up going to prison for it, for it in real life. And then a few years later, they changed the laws and allowed Black people to basically own homes and have
that was an awesome movie, man.
Awesome movie.
Check that out.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Hey man, I don't know if y'all are heavy into the MCU like I am, but who's watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
I was just going to say
Man,
that because
I need
it's funny that they tied that type of thing into that storyline.
They did.
That's why DC can never compete with Marvel, dude. The writers of Marvel, they're just so tight. And they know how to plant seeds, man, and nurture those seeds throughout movies and across timelines. They're so swift with it. DC stuff, I watched the Zack Snyder cut. And like you said, Kenry, totally different movie. And what I realized is that the Josh Whedon cut, man, it tried to move so fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a movie that has to be 4 hours. It really does. Because Josh
Whedon needed the backstory.
Yeah, Josh robbed you of the backstories. It robbed you of some of the emotion in the story, and it robbed you of a lot of the backstory of the characters in the movie.
Right. It robbed you of the focus on the black man.
Yeah, Cyborg. Yeah, you didn't know anything about Cyborg until the Snyder cut.
He was much more significant in that cut, and you got his backstory. So yeah, but I'm a Marvel dude, man, to the end, and their writing, man, is just
it's excellent. Falcon and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is excellent because the juxtaposition of the fake Captain America and his black sidekick versus Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Bucky, and you see that playing out, and then you see what Anthony Mackie's going through. In real life as Sam,
with his sister and the family. I thought it was kind of bold of them, even though I do know some people that were like, I'm so tired of the struggling black single mother depicted in movies, and I respect that if that's your position, but I also think that the reality is there are struggling black single mothers. So why are you offended by them writing that into a story?
Man, you just made a good point. I didn't even think about the side by side of how Steve Rogers reacted to Bucky dying versus this guy, how he responded. He was already spinning out anyway. So
he was already spinning out.
Well, he spins out in the comic books though. He's a little cuckoo in the comic books.
Right. But you think about
who his character is and what his character is.
Right. And you think about how they set it up here. Sam was given the shield. Sam is like, I don't deserve to do it. They were like, okay, Sam, thank you very much. We're going to go find this guy. And Lamar, his very black name sidekick, Lamar, you're going to help him. You're going to be his buddy. You're going to be his Danny Glover to his Mel Gibson. And y'all are going to go across the world. And he's going to be Captain America. And you're going to be his boy.
And I know Kenry knows. I know Kenry knows because he posted something last night. But it is very clear what mistake they made,
our audience is mad. We've become boys because we're talking about the comics.
Hey, didn't we have something about in the topic about
we got about 4 minutes, so we got to do it quick.
What was it about who's better for us, younger women or older women? What was that topic?
Yeah,
is it better for us to have a?
Looking for it.
Is it better for us to have a younger woman? Does it make it better for us versus the women and younger men?
Was it looking strictly at men, or was it looking at what women want as well? What kind of how
it was? I think it was centered around us, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a one size fit all. I think it is.
But I mean, at my age, man, about 40-ish, 40-ish is about the youngest I think I would realistically be able to look at. And I don't expect anybody, because I'm over 50, I really don't expect anybody 40 necessarily to have their sights set on me. So it's a weird kind of thing. But I can tell you this, I think a lot of women are curious about men and their desires for younger women. I wouldn't want a relationship with a younger woman because I've dated in their 30s, and you would be surprised how the maturity level is different from 30 to 40 to 50.
Now we can talk about dating older women. Sorry.
Yeah. Would you like to share?
I'm in my 50s.
We could talk about it.
You got a little deep there.
There's some wisdom and knowledge there that you just.
I think there's some. You can't do nothing. Okay. See, I think I'm open to younger women because I'm in my 50s now, so I can't have them too young, whether in my son's age or my daughter's age, but
I've
I'm
seen
open
that
to-
in action. That's
I've got a niece at 26, man. So anytime anybody is close to 26,
Yeah,
I used to have a rule: you couldn't be within 5 years of my youngest sister, who's like 20 years younger than me. So I had a little bit of a window there that I had it before. But I never really dated. Most of the people I dated were older than me. Actually, it's very
Really?
rare that
Okay.
somebody, yeah. In my history, like, and now being 35-ish for the second year in a row, you know,
Right.
still the truth. It's still the truth. They're all still older than me. Still, yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
comfortable in my age group. I would say if it was just a template, you know, my age group, 5 years younger than me, that window is probably a good window. But I'm not married to it. You know, I would look outside of it if I was particularly moved, you know, by the lady. Neil, you quiet. What you got? What do you think about that? We got about 1 minute.
Mel's
I
like,
just
I'll
want
take
an
him at any.
amazing woman, man. Like I don't older, younger. I'm not really tripping. I do want to be physically attracted to them, but I want to be mentally and emotionally attracted to them as well. So, you know, would I date somebody younger than me? Yeah. Would I date somebody as young as my last serious ex? Absolutely not. Been there, done that. I'm good.
That's kind of what I think. Yeah, I saw that. I've seen that movie. I'm good.
Yeah.
So those younger women looking to date older men, we got 4 of them on stage here that you can date. They're all approaching 50 or made 50. Approaching or over 50. You know,
I'm turning back in age.
I'm mid-40s, bro. I'm not at that 50 mark yet. I'm only.
But you got the gray hair, Mel. You got the gray.
Right. You're working the gray
I had the
hair,
gray hair at
everything.
12 too, Glenn. I had the gray
You're
hair
an
at
actor,
12.
Mel. You can act like you're 50.
You can act like you're 50. Play like you're 50. Okay?
1 minute, gentlemen. 1 minute.
About a minute, man. Robert, I didn't get a chance to say, man, happy birthday to you because I was in and out. But hey, man, happy birthday, man. Thank you for what you've contributed to this show. But thank you to you for the friendship that I've had with you even before the show. It's one of the most organic friendships, and I don't like to use that word because it's so saturated, but it is one of the most organic friendships that I've ever experienced. I think we just started talking one day outside a club, and the next, you know, that was my man, you know. So I appreciate you, man, and happy birthday to you. Anybody got anything there, man, before we get out of here? Henry, I'm glad I was able to get in because you stole my style tonight.
Is that what I did?
Raj said we gotta go. He said the street lights is on and we gotta go home.
He said 1 minute. 1 minute, Dougie Fresh, you're on.
Our theoretical mothers are calling us. Hey, man, well, I'm sorry for my technical difficulties. I'm glad I got a chance to get in and get some time with you all.
Thank you guys for having me again.
Thank you.
Kennery, you know you family because they don't even use me to get you no more. They just call you direct. But anyway, I enjoyed you guys, enjoyed the show. Everybody watching, thank you so much for supporting us. We hope you continue to do that. Continue to share the show so that we can continue to broaden our audience. And we hope that you'll hang out with us next Saturday right here at the Cave. We'll see you.
Blessings.
Peace.
Camped out at home for COVID? Join us, Indie TV, where you will see the talk shows, movies, drama, action, and comedy. Be the first and see it first. Sign up now for free at Indie TV.